ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's me, JT, and
Joe from Boro Fan TV.
Yep, and like I say, you know what I mean, we're here to do the preview of the Boro Newport game, FA Cup Saturday. Joe, thoughts on Newport?
Well, they're fighting for promotion in League 2 without the playoffs at the moment. They've got a decent squad. You know, Lenny Lawrence at the helm, a former Boro manager, as advisor to the current manager, Mike Flynn. And they've got some good players in their squad. Like I say, we all know Patrick Amon's around these parts before when he was at Hartlepool. Yeah, it's going to be a decent game. Hopefully a decent turnout from our point of view, but we'll see what happens Saturday, eh?
Well, like I say, few new faces getting a bit of a mention for the Boro coming in. And Mikel's obviously in the next couple of hours are here and he could be a Boro player. A few outgoings as well. Do you think them outgoings, them incomings will disrupt maybe the way we go into this game? Maybe sort of like the planning going into it?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. No. If a new signer's coming in, it has to be positive. You know what I mean? Mikel, you know, he can play like defensive mid. He can play also as number 10 as well, like he played in China. But every time a new signer coming in, you have to be positive. You know, there should be a lot of positive harmony going into the squad. You know, with Mikel possibly coming in, and obviously you have the Van der Power as well.
Toss Downing going out, isn't there? And Clayton going out. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, obviously Downing, you know, it's a complicated thing really. It's like you have to build up the wages. You know, there's some things going in financial fair play, and it's something we cannot help really. And Clayton, he served his time well at the club. Don't get me wrong. But you know, it's one of those. It's one of their time. It's their time to go, really. Yeah. To be honest. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
Like I say, I agree with you there. I think Clayton. I think after the comments he made as well, wasn't it, on Saturday night, of what he said, and I think a few fans were a bit divided on what he said, and then there's talk of him leaving and whatnot. Of course, there's still talk of us possibly going back in for Yannick Balassi as well, which could be an interesting signing on loan. But in terms of Newport, they are League 2 at the minute, aren't they? And of course, last round beat Leicester. Well, listen, that's just an achievement in itself, isn't it?
That's an achievement and a half, you know. Middle of last season, I think they took Spurs to the limit. So
yeah, they did.
You can imagine if playing the likes of them and Leicester, how will they fare against us? You know, we played League 2 opposition this season, obviously in the Carabao Cup, and we proved difficult to get past bottom of the table, Notts County. So, and this is a team that is chasing the playoffs at the moment. I think they're only just about 4 points behind the playoff places. So it's going to be a tough test either way for us. But like I say, if along with a good support and along with a good Newport following, should make a decent game, you know.
You were saying off camera as well, they're bringing about 850 fans, is that right?
Yeah, they've been allocated 5,000 from what I've seen on their website earlier on today. Only 850 tickets been sold, which is quite good, you know, for Newport.
Not bad, is it, for a League 2 team?
Yeah, I think it's about a 5+ hour journey, I think, for them. It's good, you know.
I'm glad it's at home, mate.
Yeah.
Fancy us doing that away trek, Joe. It'd be some journey, wouldn't it, that one?
Yeah, it'd be some. Yeah,
how many do you reckon Boro fans will be there?
Like we were against Peterborough, hopefully I'd look at if we get about 13,000 or 15,000. 15,000 would be decent, but like I say, £10 a ticket or £5 for the kids, you've got to come in and give the support, you know?
Do you know what I mean?
All about,
half price tickets, FA Cup, everybody loves the FA Cup. And it's, you know what I mean, just get down and support the lads, innit? Yeah. That's what it's all about. But in terms of sort of the Boro and everything else going on with the Boro and transfers and whatnot, do you think we're capable of getting past Newport?
Hopefully, you know, like I say, it's the last 32 of the Cup. You obviously, if you're a club in our situation, you want a good Cup run. Hopefully, Saturday will be the start of it, you know. See how it goes, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. And like I say, you know, we're here outside the Newport Bridge. It's a beautiful day, actually, isn't it? You know, bright blue skies are here. Why is the Newport Bridge in Teesside? Any ideas? Sure.
No idea. They named it Newport Bridge for a reason. Plus they've got a bridge as well called the Transporter Bridge, which is kind of similar to ours one. But personally, I think ours is better. No offence to any of you Newport fans, but ours is definitely better.
So like I say, going into it then, Saturday, they come here. Decent form, not bad form on Newport, is it? Some decent players in there as well, a few decent players to watch out for. Give me your score prediction and how you think Saturday will turn out, mate.
You know, obviously depending on our home form in the league, which isn't that great at the moment, considering. Plus the fact we're going to give fringe players a chance this Saturday. I'm hoping it's going to be a free scoring game. I'm going to go 3-1 Boro.
3-1 Boro. A lot of confidence in that one there, Joe.
Yeah.
And who do you want to see start for the Boro? You want to see some of the younger kids come in?
Like I say, fringe players, like, you know, the likes of Ashley Fletcher, Grant Ledbetter. Obviously, give Van der Power a start as well. Hopefully, if everything's done in time, if John Obi McKell comes in, hopefully he'll get a start. Goalkeepers, it's either between Dimmy or Lonigan, to be honest, but I'll go with Dimmy.
And like I say, as for me, I'm going to go with 3-0. See what happens. Like I say, safe travels to all the Newport fans coming up. Hopefully you enjoy Teesside. Hopefully you get to see the Newport Bridge as well as the Transporter Bridge. And like I say, it's been AJT and Joe.
Yep, see you later, guys.
Cheers for tuning in.
Okay, so I'm Taff, this is Kev, and we're going to talk about the game upcoming on Saturday in the FA Cup, Middlesbrough versus Newport County. Obviously, we're Newport County supporters, so greetings to anybody from Middlesbrough watching right now, from Newport. Looking forward to coming up on the weekend. Looking forward to coming to seeing your ground. It'd be a new one for me. Would it be a new one for you?
New one for me as well. I did go to the old Ayson Park years and years, many years ago. I have been up to Ayson Park, but can't remember what year it was, but I just know I've been there. So probably about 90 years ago.
So in anticipation for this game, I mean, obviously we pulled off one of the biggest giant killings of the previous round, so confidence in the cup for us is particularly high right now. But we know coming to a ground like Middlesbrough, it's going to be a difficult ask for us because we haven't got the Rodney Parade crowd behind them. Although we will be taking an army of black and ambers, amber and blacks. I prefer the amber first personally. Up to the Riverside. And we will be very vocal for our team, of course. So for those Newport fans watching right now, looking forward to seeing many of you up there cheering on the boys. I'm saying this now, right? If we talk about the game and the chance that we've got in this match, I'm saying if we turn up and Middlesbrough don't,
we'll win.
Well, we'll stand a very good chance. We'll have a hell of a chance because
I think it's like I said earlier off air. It's what team turn up for us.
Yeah. We
all know our best 11. And I think if we pick our best 11 and they play to their potential, especially home, we'll beat anyone. Away, our away record's not brilliant, but it's whether we can turn up to start with and what sort of team Middlesbrough put out.
I mean, the draw itself, right, to a lot of our fans and some Middlesbrough fans watching this will be quite surprised, I'd imagine, that a lot of our fans find the draw quite underwhelming, but I'm very much a glass half full kind of person. I wouldn't find it underwhelming because for me, my football era growing up was the 90s and noughties, and Middlesbrough had a great team. Well, had a number of great teams back in the day. So I have very fond memories of Middlesbrough as a permanent Premier League fixture.
I think what you're saying there, Taff, is right, really. I think anyone probably under the age of 40, maybe 35, will think great game.
Yeah.
Anyone over the age of 35, I think it's Middlesbrough.
Well,
reason is, as I said, I think the old Ayson Park and Middlesbrough. No disrespect to them, they weren't a massive side like Liverpool, Man U in the 80s or the 90s, really, beginning of the 90s. So, although they're ex-Premiership, they are, as you would say, the new generation teams of the Premier League.
Yeah.
They're probably a yo-yo side, to be honest. They go up, might spend a season or two, come back down.
But then I've got memories of Middlesbrough being a very good Premier League team.
They were a good Premier League team, don't get me wrong. They were, and they've had certain success, and it's going to be great going to their ground's a Premiership ground, no doubt about it. It
is a Premiership ground.
But for me personally, Middlesbrough wasn't a massive game, I think, because growing up, they weren't a big team to me, Middlesbrough, as such, in the 80s anyway. But
then for me, I'm more of a 90s kid, noughties sort of young adult. I remember some cracking players, like when Ravanelli was playing, Emerson and Janino, Michael Branca, I remember at Middlesbrough. We're going a bit before my time, Chris Kamara. I know Chris Kamara as the wacky idiot on Soccer Saturday now. But, you know, players like Hamilton Rickard, Mark Viduka, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Mendieta, I thought was a great player. You had, for me, one of the best and underrated pairings, centre-back pairings, of all time in the Premier League was Southgate and Egiog playing for you at the same time as well.
Egiog, one of the best, probably most underrated defenders in the Premier League, to be honest. Egiog,
Mark Schwarzer, what a goalkeeper. So I see Middlesbrough as a big club. For me personally, I see Middlesbrough as a big club. I've only ever known Middlesbrough as a good Premier League team. So for me personally, I'm going up, I'm thinking, you know, it's going to be good to see, you know, where these great players I just mentioned played their Premier League football, you know. And Tony Pulis and Michael Flynn, that's the most intriguing part of this, is that they're not only both from Newport and ex-Newport County players, but they're both from the same part of Newport as well.
Yeah.
From an area in Newport called Pill. And Tony Pulis, when he was Stoke manager, used to bring Stoke teams down to play against Newport-based clubs. My old club that I played for when I was a boy, Albion Rovers, he brought a team down to play against them. And that included James Beattie and a few other good names like Andrew Davis and Tom Soares, players like that. But he brought a full-strength team to play against Newport County at Spitty Park, and then he brought a second-string team to play against Newport YMCA, who were a Pill-based team that he had a lot of dealings with when he was younger. So Kevin is going to give you a bit of an insight to Tony Pulis when he was a Newport County player in the 80s.
Obviously, all I can remember back, obviously Pulis playing for the county. How
many seasons did he play for County?
Good question. I'm not sure whether it's... I don't think it was a lot, maybe 2 or 3. I could be... Probably anyone in the know will probably...
I suppose he was always destined for bigger things as a player.
Yeah, someone in the know, maybe Dave Barron, one of our fans who knows everything, would probably quote me on that. But I'm sure it's about 2-3 seasons he had with us.
Yeah.
His brother, funny enough, Ray, played for the county as well. Yeah. So it was a family, both brothers played there. As Chris has said, he was from the Pill area. Went on to bigger things. I couldn't tell you who he signed for after he left the county. I can't remember, to be honest.
But then he's had a fantastic managerial career from that.
And who knows, he may eventually, at the end of his career, manage a county when we're in the Championship.
And the thing is, because he's a Newport lad, you tend to find that the people from Newport tend to hope he does well. So Middlesbrough, you know, you've got, you know, an army of fans who actually have a bit of a soft spot for you because Tony Pulis is your manager as well. But Michael Flynn is our manager now. So Michael Flynn came through the youth system at Newport County, moved on to Barry Town in the height of their success in the Welsh League when they played against Porto at home and actually beat them 3-1. They got battered away, of course, and went out. But Michael Flynn scored a goal against Porto for Barry. Then he went on to have a successful Football League career, hitting the heights of the Championship with Wigan. Never made it to the Premier League with them, unfortunately, but he was in the same Wigan team as Jimmy Bullard for a while. Then captained Bradford before coming back to his hometown club.
Also played for Gillingham.
Huddersfield,
yeah, to name a few.
So he's played for quite a few clubs in the Football League, and he's had a very successful Football League career. Obviously playing in the Football League again with us after getting us promoted in that great 2012-2013 conference season. I asked him in an interview for this channel, did he regret leaving Bradford, being as the season he got us promoted, Bradford actually went to the League Cup final. He did not regret that, because his first trip to Wembley was with us. It would have been his first trip to Wembley with Bradford, but him being involved, it might not have happened, I suppose. But the fact is, it did happen with us. And his first trip to Wembley, and only trip to Wembley as a player, was taking Newport County back to the Football League, the team, you know, his hometown club, who he started his career with. So, like I say, it's going to be a special occasion because of these two managers mainly, and for the fact that not many people from Newport would have been to the Riverside before, and I don't think many Middlesbrough fans will know much about Newport County, so it's going to be a new one for everybody, this one. So I'm looking forward to the trip. It's going to be a long old haul, mind you, all the way up there.
It's going to be a long trip up there, obviously. It's pretty, hopefully it's not snowing next weekend, so I never know if any heavy snow might put the game in doubt, but I doubt that very much, but let's hope not. Obviously, I think realistically we got to go up there and hope we can sneak something. We can get a replay. If we win, great. Never thought we'd beat Leicester, but at home I think we can beat anyone anyway on any day.
For us, the important thing for us in this is the financials. I mean, it's not going on a cup run is great and it's an enjoyable experience, but it's about the money we can make from it, because our club needs it badly. The fans owned, the fans put in as much as they can, but it's not enough to be stable in League Two without. I think
this is why a lot of fans were underwhelmed by the draw, because of the money coming out of it. At the end of the day, it's not a big, as such, it's not like a trip to Old Trafford where we would get.
So it's nothing against Middlesbrough for the fact that some of our fans were a little underwhelmed.
No, I think it was just the money side of it. We had, if we were home, we would probably been on TV.
Yeah.
So that would have been TV money, whether it's BT Sport, BBC, whatever. We would have got money off that.
So we got to make as much money as we can out of
obviously,
this
it's all about making money for us. Can we realistically win the FA Cup? Of course we can. Can Middlesbrough? Possibly. Who knows?
Well,
they're going for the Premier League.
Go for the final.
So potentially
clubs from the Championship have made the FA Cup final in the past.
They could get to the final, but for us it was about money, and I think a lot of fans looked underwhelmed. Me looking at it, tickets are quite cheap. Would we make money? We're probably not going to make a lot out of this.
We're hoping a lot of Middlesbrough fans are going to turn up to the game, and a lot of people from Newport.
I'm hoping if a lot of Middlesbrough fans turn up, which would up the gate, if it's good 15, 20,000 there, that would help us. Obviously for our half of the money. But I think that's the only downfall for us really is, I'm not saying the tickets should have been more, but at the price we're selling them, and I think we'll be lucky, I think we'll probably be 11, 12,000, which will not be a lot.
I hope Middlesbrough fans turn out in their numbers though, I really do. But anyway, that's about as much as we've got time for, unfortunately, guys. But for the Newport fans looking forward to seeing you all up there. Hopefully we'll make a lot of noise, and for the Middlesbrough fans watching, we're hoping that your hospitality is going to be good. And hopefully all of us have a good day. Good bit of banter. We enjoy a bit of banter.
We'll see you at Rodney Parade in the replay.
Absolutely.
Up the port.
Up the county. Thank you all.
Welcome again to Boro Fan TV. This is our match preview for the FA Cup 4th round game against Newport County at the weekend. Big game. Transport to Bridge derby. Tony Pulis and Sean Flynn, both from Newport. Tony Pulis obviously Boro manager, but he's also a native of Newport. The weekend, obviously, it's a break from league action, AJ, with 2 divisions above Newport. What sort of a game are you expecting at the weekend?
It's a tough game. It's the FA Cup. You know, anything can happen in these FA Cups. And like I seen in the last round, man, Newport beat Leicester. And cheers for Leicester for knacking me acca that night. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is one of them competitions where I think everybody loves because, you know, in these early rounds, if you like, there always is upsets. When I say Newport are going to come here thinking nothing to lose. No one's expecting them to get the result. Pressure's off them, and I think they are mid-table League 2 team. Yeah, I think
mid-table. I think before Saturday they beat Exeter City 1-0 at the weekend, but before then they'd gone 6 league games without a win. So they're not in great form, but if you watched them, like you said there, that game against Leicester, they looked a decent outfit, didn't they?
But like I say, man, these teams from League 2, even Notts County, remember they came in and got 3-3 against us and went to penalties. I mean. Do you know what I mean? I think form goes out the window in these FA Cups and these sort of cup games against these lower league sort of sides. Because like I say, you know what I mean, they come in with no pressure, mate. You know what I mean? They're going to come in and just try and play their game, just try and enjoy it more. So, you know what I mean? It's a 4th round. And these sort of smaller teams, sort of classes as like sort of big teams, don't know when they come here. So, do you know what I mean? Enjoy it, you know what I mean? Hopefully they can come here and hopefully enjoy the day.
And like you say there, I think the pressure's off them. Some people might say the pressure's off the Borough a little bit because it's not a league game, and our ultimate aim this year is to try and get back in the Premier League. But when you're one of the team that's favourite to win a game, there will be pressure on the Borough because Borough fans go into the game, and everyone around the country will expect Borough to deliver on Saturday and get a win, won't they?
Absolutely. Like I say, I think everybody's mindset will be maybe a little bit easier than what it is on a league game. What I mean by that is the toxic in the atmosphere, which obviously you know we see week in week out. Everybody else does. I don't think that'll be there as much. But I do think if they do score Newport, it's going to be boos again. It's going to be toxic. I think the best thing we can do is go into this game, attack from the start, put 2 up front, put 3 up front, whatever the hell you want to do. Get them few early goals and build on it from there. Like I say, you know what I mean? It's people's first times on Saturday going. Do you know what I mean? New fans, and ideally, you just want to get through and get home.
I think that's what I like about the cup games as well. You get like a lot of fans that don't maybe normally go to the games, and they're very enthusiastic, and that they look forward to the game, and they bring like a lot of enthusiasm there into the ground, and I think a lot of positivity. Not saying that the normal Borough fans don't, but I think it's just very different on a cup game.
Absolutely.
And I think it'll be a little bit like that on Saturday. And I think also the fact that Newport are going to be bringing a good following as well, that just adds to the mix as well, doesn't it?
The atmosphere, you know what I mean, the whole meaning of the day. Like I say, man, the Newport fans would be absolutely buzzing for it, mate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as much as the journey's long for them, they're not going to care less. No. They're going to be coming here maybe to try and sneak it 1-0. And if they do it, listen, party scenes in the away end. Maybe, like I say, man, I think Borough fans are a bit best of getting a ticket in there then, like for this one. But like I say, luckily for me, I'm not there. Luckily for me, I'm on the beach. But It's one of them where if we do get beat in this game, listen, I'm going to be absolutely gutted, James. I really am going to be gutted because we need to turn around our form, and we also need to turn around the attitude of everybody. Do you know what I mean? Us fans aren't happy.
Get a bit of positivity back in the club.
And if the players are nervous and all this playing at home, listen, lads, the best way to change the mindset of everybody at the minute is to go out to Newport. And I hate to say, but show them no respect and just go at them and just try and win the game. That's what we're there for. Do you know what I mean? The FA Cup, great competition. I want triangle corner flags more than any man in this world, more than any man at his football team. I'll sit with any man, right, of any football team, and you tell me how much you desire to have triangle corner flags. I want selfies with them corner flags, mate. You don't know how long. I'm 24 years I've waited for them.
I'd just be happy having a picture with the trophy, but you want the...
I want the corner flags. The corner flags and the trophy. I'd be absolutely over the moon. So that's the game. That's the ambition, mate.
I mean, in fairness, in the last round, we had Peterborough, and we scored 5 goals, won 5-0, put out a team on the day which was very attacking, a lot stronger than I think people thought was going to be before the game. Do you think it'll be the same again on Saturday, or do you think it'll be a sprinkling of young players coming in?
I think the likes of Tavernier should get his start. Fletcher, Chapman, Muckney probably get a look in. Ledbetter will play. And when Ledbetter plays, I like him when he plays. He is a bit more attacking, but he also grabs hold of everybody that isn't sort of pulling the weight. I think the back four picks itself. I think the likes of Friend play. But good to see the likes of Mutovic play at right back since his recall. And obviously, no real news on sort of Flint or Shotton yet, so we don't know them. But Dimmy probably go and goal again. Like I say, overall, it'd be good to see maybe some of the bench players come in and just see what happens.
But I think we've said before, haven't we? Tony Pulis does show this trophy a lot of respect, and I think he will put a strong team out on Saturday. And as much as he wants to get the result for us, I think that's also a mark of respect to Newport because of what they've done in the last 12 months in the FA Cup. That he's going to take them seriously, isn't he?
Like I say, Newport have done bits in the FA Cup. If you like, do you know what I mean? They are really a team to sort of go, for example, if you're also a team down there. Do you know what I mean? Real underdogs of the FA Cup, but they're showing that they can sort of match anyone at the minute, so it's great.
And I think there'll be a lot of people around the country looking out for this game on Saturday because of what Newport's done. And there'll be a few people who may be fancying a bit of an upset at the weekend, so there'll be a lot of interest in the game, won't there?
After you beat Leicester, who obviously won the Premier League, you'll be thinking to yourself then, any Newport player will be thinking to themselves, well, you know what I mean, it's Boro, they won the league. Do you know what I mean? But that's how you got to look at it. Their fans will be confident, which is mad to say because I know the league too, but it's against the FA Cup. And it's the magic of the FA Cup and it's everything that builds around it. And like I say, overall, we've just got to go in there and just compose ourselves, just get the job done at hand.
Because what we don't want is, one, you don't want to get beat, but also I don't think we need the distraction of a replay all the way down in Newport, do we?
I don't need the distraction when I come from my holidays to go all the way to Newport, James. Let me tell you that, man. I do not need a 7-hour journey to bloody South Wales. The last thing I need.
I tell you what, I went down there a couple of years ago, do you know, when we played Swansea. We went down for the weekend, and the day before we went and watched them play, I think they played Cheltenham or somebody like that in a league game. Got a fantastic little clubhouse right next to the ground there. Do decent curry and chips before the game and get yourself in there if we get a replay at Newport. But it will be a hard game if we had to get a draw. And it's not what we need when it's not our main priority, is it?
But like I say, I guess it's a new stadium, a game, mate. It's one of them things. It is a distraction. And it's a risk of injuries again. In obviously, you know what I mean? We just don't need it. Best thing for us to do, go there. We know we are capable of beating Newport. We've no disrespect to them. They're a League 2 opposition. We've got what it takes on our team. And if worse comes to worse, we've got the talent on the bench there to bring off and try and win the game. So for me, there should be absolutely no problem Saturday.
Just 1 or 2 players to look out for Newport. They've got Padraig Armand that used to be up front for Hartlepool. He's got about 12 goals this season. Jamil Matt, who scored against Leicester, he's got 15 goals this season. We've got 2 centre-forwards that can get goals. Matty Dolan, that used to be at the Boro. He's in midfield with them. So, again, it's going to be a game. It's going to be interesting, and I think it'll be a closely fought game, won't it? Or do you think it will be?
I hope not. I hope not, like I say, but hopefully for you lads that are actually going. So, I mean, I hope for your sake it is, but for me, over in Tenerife, I'm going to check my phone and go, well, listen, man, that was comfortable, but like I say, do you know what I mean? They've got a young team there, a young pacey team, and that's the most important thing. I think, in modern day football is like teams got to have a bit of pace about it. It's got to have a little bit about it, and they've got that. So they're going to try and get at us. They're going to try and use the pace. They're going to, you know what I mean? They're going to try and move the ball quickly about. And like I say, man, but on paper, realistically, we shouldn't have a problem. But like I say, if Newport come here and get the win, fair play to them, because at the end of the day, their fans making that journey down here. It's not around the corner. It is a distance away, Middlesbrough. And credit to them for getting to this stage of the FA Cup, because nobody would have thought they would have got here. League 2, mid-table. Credit to them.
And in fairness, it's a big prize for the winners, whoever wins at the weekend, because you're in the last 16, the 5th round. Wembley's not that far away because the semi-finals at Wembley, 5th round. Yeah. So it's not to be taken like this game. We want to win, don't we?
Listen, I want to win this more than anything. Trust me, I know what's at stake here. I know what's at stake, and I just want the one thing I've been asking for. That's all I want, brother. Please, brother, please, brother, please. Oh, I can't literally beg enough. Every year I think to myself, oh, them corner flags look mint on the Riverside pitch. When I play FIFA and see the triangle corner flags, but I can't stress it, mate. I get myself so worked up over it because I think it's just you know what I mean? It is almost like an essential. Go and get your hair cut. Well, if you want to get your hair cut, you're going to get your beard cut. So I go in the FA Cup, win a game and get knocked out. There's no real point to it.
There you go.
Go all the way. And listen, the semi-finals at Wembley, that would be something special to go there for a semi-final.
Do you think there's anything in sort of saying that it could become too much of a distraction from what we need to do in the league in terms of having a really long run in the Cup?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, if we get drawn to a big team, be in the top 6 team, your heads go a bit then. And it's really important that even if we do get through so far, we have priorities everywhere. Yeah, listen, a big draw to a big team is absolutely unreal and it's something that you all want at Wembley, but the real priority lies with our home form, first of all. Turn that round, change the attitude of everybody in the town, and then trying to push up the league. To win the FA Cup's great, but there's a bigger objective on the table, and that is to try and get up the league.
So to finish off with, before you go off on your holidays, mate, prediction for the game on Saturday?
No problems, 3-0. 3-0, no problems. Should have no real issues. What about yourself?
I'm going to go 3-1 Boro, so I think it'll be a little bit close. I can see Newport pinching a goal. James, what do you go with, mate? 3-2. Full house, see you then. All right then, mate. So that's our preview for the game on Saturday against Newport County, the FA Cup. Get yourself along there if you can. Love to see a great crowd there. Good atmosphere for an FA Cup match. From myself and AJT, hope you've enjoyed the preview. All the best and up the Boro.
Peace.